The rapid increase in youth population in Africa is both an opportunity and a challenge for economic growth. Now, this is because many out-of-school youths are jobless, and as their frustration builds with idleness, so is their, potentially their propensity to commit crime. So in order to close this gap, more attention needs to be given to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math in the education system. Fantastic topic. To help build skills and knowledge, the youth, of course, need to enter the labor market at a higher level. And joining me to talk about this is Amanda Obidike, Executive Director of SemiMakers Africa. Good afternoon to you. Amaka, so STEMI, could you help me? So I know it's science, technology, engineering, math. What's the I? What does the I stand for?
Yes, innovation.
Innovation. Fantastic. So tell me about your work and how it concerns the economic development of the country through the youth.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Amanda Obidike, and I work with SemiMakers Africa. SemiMakers Africa is determined to address the leaky unemployment pipeline in Nigeria and also addressing the underrepresentation of young women and girls in STEM and the underrepresentation of STEM education in our education institution. We understand that the future economic growth of Africa and Nigeria depends on an aligned education system and future-focused options that enables and supports developmental efforts, that young Africans and young students can be self-reliant, they can be technology problem solvers using STEM and innovation.
Yes, indeed. And we need more scientists, Amanda. We need more scientists. So what inspired you? We need more scientists in Africa and Nigeria especially. What inspired you to begin this initiative?
Okay, so globally, the need for STEM jobs actually accelerates between 38% to 42% yearly. But we see that we lack talent in Nigeria. This is because we still have unfilled jobs and underskilled young Africans like me. So graduating after school, it wasn't really easy getting a good job. You were either underemployed or you were just not getting a job that you desired. So I noticed that we lack skills, technical skills, soft skills, and most importantly, the skills that is needed for the future. So I decided that after being trained by the IBM to rather help youths to transition from education to employment, because you see, the world is moving with technology and the world cannot wait for Africa. So I needed to step up and bring people in on board STEM.
Fantastic. What about challenges? Have you ever encountered any challenges? And how are you going to scale this initiative? Because there are a lot of youth in this country. How do you plan to do that?
Yeah, so we decided and we designed a strategy, a sustainable strategy that is focused on training teachers. We know that teachers should serve as role models, and unfortunately, we have inherited a fragmented education institution where students are either half-baked or the curriculum is still not refined. So we decided to train teachers. We've been fortunate enough to work with the U.S. Consulate General in training teachers in marginalized communities so that they can build students with learning assessment tools, a learning management system that can make these students to be creative and practical in their teaching. So it's time for us to go out from theoretical-based approaches to practical learning in schools.
Great stuff. But okay, so on the scale matter, because Amanda, I have to tell you, there's approximately 13 million children out of school in Nigeria. That's enough to that's what 2-3 populations of some smaller African nations just here in Nigeria alone. So I don't know if you have the numbers. I mean, how many, as far as the training is concerned, how many teachers do you training at a go in a month or annually? Do you have any plans to close the gap with actual hard numbers with your program?
Okay, so presently now we have 5,800 teachers in Nigeria, and we have over 16,000 in 19 sub-Saharan countries in Africa. We do not just work in Nigeria, we work virtually across all countries in the continent. But the big thing is ensuring that our programs are sustainable. So we don't just want to train them and just go. We try to give them learning resources. We try to give them project-based tools that they can use in their classroom. And we do this with little or no data required, because Unfortunately, data still becomes a challenge in the continent, and you're talking about impacting and empowering teachers in underserved community. So this our LMS is teacher-centered. You can download activity sheets that are STEM related with little or no data. So in the way teaching is exciting for them. Teaching is actually enabling their young peers or young students to learn more practical-based approaches in STEM.
Great stuff. So you've partnered with the U.S. Consulate General. Are you looking to perhaps partner with other Western nations, perhaps from Europe or Asia? How is that looking? Or is it, for now, is it just going to be with the U.S. partnership?
Okay, so we had a partnership with them last year, and fortunately, we consolidated on another partnership with them this year. But outside of that, a lot of organizations want to come on board, talking about Falling Walls Berlin. But most importantly, we want to engage local stakeholders because we know that we are at the center of this problem. And when we engage local government, schools, and local communities, it makes everyone to be involved. So we have one that we're going to schedule for next year, and it's going to be covering the whole southeastern states in Nigeria. So we are going to be working with SUBEB in all these states. We're going to be working with the Ministry of Science and Technology just to ensure that this project is not only carried out, but is being monitored and evaluated because we want to see results. And these results has to be communicated to partners locally and internationally. So yes, we are open to more partnership.
Great stuff. What about with tech companies? I mean, you know, the fintech space in Nigeria, it's early, but there's still a lot of interest in here. What about partnering with, you know, technology companies that are in that STEM region to maybe have job placements for these students that you're training in the field?
Oh, that's awesome. So we work with the IBM. IBM was kind enough to give us the Digital Nations Africa platform where people can access courses. But now we want to ensure that people can transition from education to employment. We are into talks with organizations like the 500 Women Scientists, Google, to ensure that youth can have internship opportunities, job opportunities, or remote opportunities that they can access. So it's not just about training them, but it's about giving them like a sense of livelihood and empowerment.
Great. And is this focused exclusively on girls, or this is both the youth in general, girls and boys?
Yes, we are focused on teachers, we are focused on young women and girls, and we are focused on youths. Youths meaning men and women, young men and women.
Okay. Finally, is there a target? Do you have a target number that you want to hit? Also, actually, have you faced any challenges with the COVID-19 pandemic disrupting your program this year?
No, as a matter of fact, we had to double up because we found out sadly that a lot of children were out of school, teachers weren't doing anything. So we went virtual, and that was what triggered us to build this element on a larger scale, not just in Nigeria that can be used, but it can be used in Cameroon, it was used in Ghana, and we had a lot of people come on board. So COVID or not, we needed to still ensure that we reach out because sadly, there's been a lot of social exclusion in the continent. So the COVID pandemic, in a way, did not disrupt us. It rather propelled us to like double up whatever we're doing. All
right. So, okay, another thing, there's unemployment rates for youth, unemployment and underemployment. Yeah, it's excess of 55, almost 60% for the youth. Are your job placement programs looking beyond Nigeria? Software companies are hiring STEM graduates to do jobs remotely. You know, like Amazon is doing something like that in South Africa. Facebook wants to open an office here in 2021. Are you looking outside job placement programs, not just in Nigeria, but outside as well?
Yes, we have plans for 2021. We will be into talks with Google, General Electric, and so on. So it's about, we want to consolidate now. We want to test run and see how these internship opportunities we are giving these youth are. Then, after this year, 2021, because in true sense, a lot of organizations have really melted down or, they've really gone slow because of how COVID affected operations. So 2021, we have intentions to talk to more organizations, whether in the technology field, in science field, even with NASA. Like NASA USA has really been awesome to us, so we can work with them.
Excellent stuff. I'm glad you mentioned NASA, because not only do we need more scientists, we need more astronauts. We have a dream big here.
Yeah.
Okay, is this mostly focused on training? Do you have a track record of job placements yet, or are you solely focused on building up the skills for now?
Okay, so we have few track records of employment. Training, we just had to consolidate and come up strong this year, but we have been giving job employment, but not in Nigeria. It has been applicable in Ghana, it has been applicable in Malawi, but we'd like to do it in Nigeria from next year.
And is that, with the feelers that you have in Nigeria, is it encouraging? Do you think you will actually be able to launch that, replicate what you have in Ghana and Malawi in Nigeria next year?
Yeah, we can. Why we have actually gone slow is we want to do our homework well. We know that it takes a lot of procedures, a process in Nigeria. So we want to do our homework well, get the right partners on board, get the real decision makers on board, and we can pitch whatever we are doing. But I trust that in 2021, we should be able to have a track record of more than 14 to 18,000 of youths that are given employment already by, say, June 2021.
Great stuff. Have you talked to any parents? Math, sometimes science scares off parents. They don't know how to get their kids into that field. Have you spoken to them about how to ease their kids or get them to generate an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math? Have you had those conversations?
Yeah, okay, so first of all, I want to demystify that stereotype. So maths is one of the very easiest subjects. It's the most exciting subjects. But we live in a continent where we believe that maths is pretty difficult. It isn't. So we we make these teachers and we make these parents understand that it's exciting. So you have to remove this narrative. Come up with clear minds. We've been having feedbacks anyway, so it's not just in mathematics, it's about the application of this mathematics, application of technology. So it's not just about teaching them how to code, but what are you doing with these STEM subjects? What are you doing with mathematics? So we've had boot camps where we've engaged children in mathematics, and it's been tremendous. So we just have to change that narrative here and now.
Fantastic stuff. 100% agree with you. Just following up on that point, now from parents to girls and boys, maybe this is another myth, but we tend to see more boys being pushed into science and tech, math, and so on. What are you seeing? Do you have more girls enrolled in this program? Are you training more girls? What's the ratio like? And how is that working out?
Yeah, you are really right about that. We have this underrepresentation of young women and girls in STEM. So we launched a program, we call it Project Kongoza. It's a Swahili name for empowering women and girls to lead. So we pair women and girls to Africans in diaspora who can mentor them for 1 year. It's about giving them this career and academic support and confidence that they can launch into the market, because we know that girls are being scared of being engineers, being aeronautics and all. So it's about, changing this narrative and encouraging these girls that you can be what you want to be. So this underrepresentation exists, but we are addressing it through mentorship.
Fantastic stuff. Amanda Obidike, Executive Director of SemiMakers Africa. Great conversation. You're doing good work. We got to get more girls in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Thank you so much for sharing your program with